Hello and welcome. I invite you to join me on a rather special journey, one that will take us across the continents and into the very fabric of our planet's most astonishing creations. We are about to embark on an expedition to the edges of imagination, to corners of the world where the ordinary rules of nature seem to have been rewritten. Our planet, in its immense and ancient wisdom, has sculpted landscapes so peculiar, so utterly bizarre, that they challenge our very understanding of what is possible. These are not scenes from a distant world, but real, tangible places here on Earth. In this exploration, we will uncover 10 of the strangest and most surreal locations our world has to offer. From fiery pits that have burned for decades to lakes that appear to be painted with polka dots, each destination tells a unique story of geological forces, chemical reactions, or human history. Our first destination takes us high into the Andes Mountains of southwest Bolivia, to a place where the boundary between earth and sky seems to dissolve into an endless expanse of white. This is Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat. For much of the year, it is a vast, cracked desert of salt, a blindingly white landscape stretching over 10,000 square kilometers. But in the rainy season, the Salar undergoes a magical transformation. A thin layer of water gathers on the salt crust, creating a flawless, shimmering surface, the world's largest natural mirror. Walking here feels like walking among the clouds, surreal and disorienting. We now travel from the serene beauty of the salt flats to the heart of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan lies a spectacle of a very different kind, a fiery chasm that has been burning for half a century. Known locally as the Gates of Hell, a wound in the Earth's surface, 70 meters wide flames leap and dance relentlessly. In 1971, Soviet geologists were drilling, searching for natural gas. The ground beneath their rig suddenly collapsed, swallowing equipment. Fearing the fumes, the geologists set the gas alight. They expected it to burn out in weeks. They were profoundly mistaken. The fire has burned ever since, fed by vast, seemingly endless natural gas reserves below. At night, the crater becomes a beacon. The door to hell stands as a permanent roaring monument to a miscalculation, where an industrial accident created one of the planet's most dramatic spectacles. Our journey now takes us to the tranquil Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, Canada. As the heat of summer arrives, it undergoes a remarkable transformation, leaving behind a bizarre mosaic of colorful circular pools, yellow, green, and blue, creating a pattern that looks utterly otherworldly. This strange phenomenon is the result of the lake's incredibly high concentration of various minerals. For centuries, this lake has been a sacred place for the indigenous Okanagan Silks people. The colors of the spots can change throughout the summer, ensuring that the lake's appearance is never quite the same from one year to the next. We travel now to the Aegean region of southwestern Turkey, to a hillside that looks like a cascade of pure white snow or fluffy cotton. This is Pamukkale, Cotton Castle. What we see isn't snow, but travertine, limestone from mineral-rich hot springs. For thousands of years, hot water has risen carrying calcium carbonate. As it cools, the mineral hardens into brilliant white terraces, shallow pools, crescent-shaped pools, warm turquoise-blue thermal water, a surreal fairy tale landscape. The pools overflow gently from one to the next, building over millennia. The Greco-Roman city of Hierapolis sits atop the terraces. At sunset, the terraces glow golden. Pamukkale is a living sculpture, reshaped drop by drop. Our expedition now leads us to a remote corner of South America, where the borders of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana converge. Rising dramatically from the lush rainforest of the Guyana Shield is a colossal flat-topped mountain, or tepui, known as Mount Roraima. Its sheer 400-meter-high cliffs seem to guard a secret world, a plateau that was isolated from the surrounding landscape for millions of years. This is one of the oldest geological formations on Earth, and its summit is often shrouded in swirling clouds, lending it an air of profound mystery and intrigue. The summit is not a single flat plain, but a labyrinth of bizarre blackened rock formations, sculpted by millennia of wind and rain into fantastical shapes. There are natural stone mazes, crystal-lined pools, and gardens of carnivorous pitcher plants found nowhere else on the planet. The environment here is unique, Constant rainfall has washed away most of the nutrients, creating a landscape of stark, raw beauty where only the most specialized life forms can survive. It's this otherworldly atmosphere that inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's classic novel, The Lost World. This floating island in the sky is a world unto itself. Waterfalls cascade from its edges, creating a perpetual mist that nourishes the cloud forests below. We now venture to the Great Rift Valley in northern Tanzania, to the shores of a lake that presents one of nature's most alarming and beautiful paradoxes. This is Lake Natron. At first glance, its waters appear to be stained with blood, a vast expanse of crimson and pink stretching to the horizon. This startling color is not a sign of danger, but of life. It is caused by billions of salt-loving microorganisms, or halophiles, that thrive in the lake's unique and punishing chemical environment. Lake Natron is one of the most alkaline bodies of water on Earth. Its waters are rich in sodium carbonate. The pH can be as high as 10.5, almost as alkaline as ammonia, and water temperatures can reach a blistering 60 degrees Celsius. Animals that die in the lake are sometimes preserved by the high mineral content, calcifying into eerie, stone-like statues. And yet, in this seemingly inhospitable place, a spectacular display of life unfolds. Lake Natron is the single most important breeding ground in the world for the lesser flamingo. Over 2 million of these elegant birds flock here to nest on the salt islands that form during the dry season, safe from predators who cannot tolerate the caustic water. From the world's most extreme natural environments, we now descend deep beneath the bustling streets of Paris, France. Here lies a dark and silent realm, an underground empire of the dead known as the catacombs. The walls are not made of stone but are lined with bones, skulls, more than 6 million Parisians. The story of the catacombs begins in the late 18th century. Cemeteries like Les Innocents were overflowing. Authorities decided to exhume the bodies and move them to limestone quarries beneath the city. For decades at night, wagons carried the bones through Paris. What began as storage became an art. Bones were arranged into decorative architectural displays. Close up. Arrête, c'est ici l'Empire de la Mort. This is a vast public ossuary, a final resting place for millions. Our travels now take us to a small, secluded pine forest near the town of Gryfino in western Poland. This is the Crooked Forest, a collection of around 400 pine trees that all share the same bizarre deformity. We return to the Americas, to the arid, sun-baked landscape of the Arizona-Utah border in the United States. Known simply as the Wave, this is a masterpiece of sandstone, sculpted by the patient force of wind and water over millions of years. For our final destination, we journey to a place so remote and so biologically unique that it is often described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. This is the island of Socotra. The most iconic and strangest resident of Socotra is the dragon's blood tree. Our journey has come to an end. We have traveled from the sky-reflecting salt flats of Bolivia to the alien island of Socotra, witnessing 10 of the most peculiar and breathtaking places our planet has to offer. Each location in its own unique way tells a story of geological time. I am curious. Which of these strange and wonderful places surprised you the most? If you enjoyed this expedition, please subscribe. Until we meet again, continue to look at the world with curiosity and with awe.